Okay, so we're going to create a STEM nightlight. Show you how to create that profile real quick. What we're going to do is we're just going to set a motor switch. This is going to be our LED channel. We're going to set it to trigger. We're going to go ahead and put it in a group 1. And we're going to run it for 5 minutes, so 300 seconds, and click deploy. And the reason we're putting it in a group is because we're going to go ahead and run dual channels in this actual setup. So just set the second one to motor switch as well, also to as a trigger. And if you put it in the same group, you can trigger the groups to run together. So if you wanted to, what you could do is you could put them in different groups and have different triggers if you wanted to get fancy with it. But so those two are both running in group 1 for 5 minutes. They're all set up identical by trigger. What we're going to do to trigger them is on the digital I/O, we are going to attach a motion detector, and we're not going to set up any alerts. We're going to do a detect on the first trigger, single detect trigger. We're not going to delay the trigger at all, so we're going to kick the light on as soon as it detects motion. And the trigger action is we're going to trigger group 1, deploy. There you go. That's your motion detector nightlight. So you've got your 2 lights, LED strips, so you can use single or dual LED strips, so you can have 4 LED strips running total. And you can wire up your own and probably get 8 if you wanted to. Each one of these LED strips we ship runs about, I think, 80 milliamps or so, and this channel can support about 500, so you can run about 4 per channel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got our profile set up. We're going to go ahead and set up the actual device to the nightlight Elmer. We have them as a pumpkin nightlight, so we just made STEM nightlight. What we want to do is we have an idle profile, which does absolutely nothing. You can ignore the analog calibration for this. That's for a previous setup. But so we're just going to set the profile to idle, which it's not going to do anything. So most of the time the nightlight won't do anything. But here we want to schedule the STEM nightlight. And what we want to do is we want to start ours at 7 p.m. and we want it to end at maybe, how about 4 a.m. 4:30 a.m. scheduled profile. And there it is. So now the device profile for the STEM nightlight is scheduled to come on only when it's dark at night, when we want it to. If you wanted to delete that and maybe set it for a little bit earlier time, what you could do is, just reset the profile and then set, maybe you want it from, let's say, 6 p.m. Probably doesn't get dark till 7, depending on the time of year. Maybe you only want it on just for a little bit, right? Schedule profile. So there you go, guys. That's how you can schedule dynamic profiles along and, put together a little nice STEM nightlight. So you're pretty much done. Just hit X and go back, and this device isn't plugged in, but we'll plug it in and it'll be ready to go. So this means it hasn't accepted its new profile yet. There we go. That's better.